Welcome to the Chicago Bears. My name is Harrison Graham. Did Eric Bieniemy send a message to DeAndre Swift? Let's dive into that question, as well as explore whether the team is considering an athlete for the upcoming NFL draft. We will also bring Cullen in for an in-depth analysis of this player. Before we get to that, let's talk about Eric Bieniemy, the team's new running backs coach. He recently appeared on a podcast and shared some interesting thoughts on the running back situation, particularly DeAndre Swift. He mentioned having the opportunity to observe Swift and spend some time with him after his departure from college. He emphasized that Swift is an extremely dedicated person who doesn't take anything for granted and truly loves what he does. Right now, it is crucial that he knows how to find 4.5 yards between the tackles and also how to make explosive plays when needed. He described Swift as a talented young player who works hard. I don't view this as criticism, but as a recognition of what many have noticed, especially throughout the season. DeAndre Swift is undoubtedly an exciting player, but can also be a source of frustration, often seeking big plays to the outside more than desired. While he has the ability to break off explosive runs, there are times when it's important to follow the blocking scheme and let the play develop. Instead of risking a loss of yards, he could opt for a more conservative play and secure a 3-yard gain, as not every play is an opportunity for a big gain. I have an optimistic view of DeAndre Swift. I truly believe he can become an explosive asset, and I think adding another running back to the roster could significantly increase his impact. I want to take a moment to discuss this because not every play is a chance to gain more than 20 yards. I like DeAndre Swift, and I am sure he can be an explosive player. I am convinced that he will perform even better with another running back on this team, playing in a slightly less central role. I hope the Chicago Bears select a running back in the draft, as we've discussed this quite a bit, because I don't believe Swift is the ideal running back for every situation, and that's okay. He could be part of a true dynamic duo and still have plenty of opportunities without being overly relied upon. Whether it's selecting Ashton Jenney, perhaps making a trade for Marion Hampton, or even Quinshawn Judkins or Caleb Johnson. These are 4 players I would love to see alongside Swift because it would make for an explosive combination. There are certainly other running backs in this draft, like Bahal Tunian and Trayvon Henderson, and while I don't think they're a good fit with Swift, they're good athletes. We also have Devin Neal and Cam Skattebo, among others, but ideally, I'd like to land one of those 4 players to pair with DeAndre Swift, which would be extremely desirable as I appreciate the skill set combination. Swift is a player who seeks to break big plays, and I hope he becomes more disciplined in exploiting what the defense gives him. I believe we're starting to understand Eric Bieniemy's approach as a coach. He is not the type to sugarcoat things. He will set a high standard and challenge his running back unit, as well as the offense, to achieve more than ever before. This is exactly what I want. I don't want coaches coming here just to offer empty praise to players and say they'll do better next time. We need more of this type of coaching, and we've all seen the video of Eric Bieniemy coaching a well-known running back. His methodology is quite rigorous, and it's the kind of coaching we need. Let's dive into the topic of coaching and its importance for the athletes involved. A notable clip that many have seen shows a coach motivating a standout player in the sport, illustrating a coaching style that may not appeal to everyone. The pressure on the players in the offensive line is increasing as this coach stands out for his direct approach. When considering the selection of a running back, it would be interesting to evaluate their potential position in the draft. For example, an athlete may present a good option if selected in the top 10, and there's another who might be chosen in that same range or in a trade-down scenario during the first round. Athletes who could be viable picks for the second round are also considered. Debates about these players can be enriching. When discussing the NFL draft, there's speculation about whether a specific team might have a target in mind. For those unfamiliar, during live events, a producer comments on draft favorites, and recent reports suggest that a standout player may be on the team's radar. This analysis will be done soon, followed by a mention of a useful financial management app. This app was developed to help manage finances efficiently, allowing users to identify and cancel unnecessary subscriptions, track spending habits, and reduce expenses, thereby making saving easier. Reflecting on the care taken to review bank statements and credit card charges is crucial because it's easy to overlook irregularities until something out of the ordinary happens. Balancing a routine filled with family and professional commitments can make daily monitoring of accounts difficult. However, this app provides alerts about any discrepancies, easing concerns, and simplifying the process of canceling subscriptions when necessary. Given the daily responsibilities, managing time effectively becomes essential. Using this app has alleviated many concerns by ensuring alerts are received in case of issues, making it easier to handle subscriptions quickly. Upon initially using the app, discovering unused services and duplicate accounts was a surprise, resulting in canceling those subscriptions with just a few taps. The benefits of using this app are numerous, offering significant savings for its users. The savings generated just by canceling subscriptions are considerable, reflecting the app's effectiveness. Imagine the potential advantages of having extra resources at your disposal. Now, there are indications that a certain defensive player from Texas might be of interest to a team. A report revealed that a meeting took place earlier this week, coinciding with the team's presentation day. It's likely that the meeting occurred near the event, adding significance to the interaction. Speculation suggests this could lead to interest in the player during the final rounds of the draft. The player in question had a standout season after moving from a backup role, showcasing impressive statistics that highlight his ability. He demonstrated versatility and a willingness to make tackles, contributing to notable defensive metrics. Performance evaluation information indicates a positive outlook on his potential contribution to a team. His frame is quite agile, weighing between 180 and 185 pounds, and he recorded 69 tackles. He demonstrates versatility, capable of playing both nickel and free safety, with the ability to line up in the box. PFF evaluations are shown, highlighting a positive perception of this player. In fact, he stands out as an intriguing prospect, and discussions about him have been ongoing throughout the offseason. For those watching live, it's crucial to have notifications enabled. The coach values versatility in the secondary, and it seems no other player in this draft class embodies this quality as well as the player in question. PFF stats emphasize his ability to cover various positions, and with questions about another player's age and injury history, it's clear he would be a valid choice, especially if the team retains the 72nd overall pick. This creates an ideal fit for the team. The coach clearly prefers safeties who can play multiple roles, and this prospect seems to match that profile. While his natural fit is as a free safety, he can also play in the box when needed. If a player gets injured, he can still provide snaps as a nickel. His performance has been impressive, with times that are better than expected, running around a 4.44, which is quite satisfactory. He's a promising prospect, considering an optimistic scenario where 2 starters play all 17 games this season. The health history of one player boosts confidence in the previous acquisition. The goal was to replace an athlete whose injury list had been growing, and since the new acquisition played all games last year, it's expected he'll stay healthy this year. However, there are questions about his future after this season. Therefore, the need for a safety seems more urgent than initially anticipated, especially because there's strong consideration for another player who plays a key role on the field, but there's concern that he might be just one concussion away from facing serious obstacles in his career. So, selecting a safety in the 3rd round seems like a strategic move that aligns perfectly with the draft profile. The urgency for a safety is greater than originally thought, especially considering the importance of another player who has a strong presence on the field. However, there are indications that he may be just one concussion away from facing significant challenges in his career. I believe the 3rd round is the ideal time to select a safety, which also fits well with the draft strategy. If the team has already addressed other needs with earlier picks, and the player is available around pick 72, I would fully support that decision. Taking him at 39 or 41 might be a stretch, as it seems more appropriate for another player in this NFL selection. However, if he's still available in the 3rd round, I won't hesitate to make that choice. Regarding the Bears' strategy, it seems they are looking for safety, and I believe they will target a player closely. Some recent free agency updates mention a player who signed a 1-year deal with a team, although the details of the contract are not yet clear. I doubt it involves a significant amount, especially since he doesn't seem like a guaranteed starter, especially 3 weeks into the free agency period. While I'm not entirely disappointed with the situation, it's a bit frustrating as I would have liked to see him back. Part of what's happening is tied to the compensation formula game. Currently, the Bears are in a favorable position to potentially secure a pick next year, likely in the 6th or 7th round, but we'll need to monitor how things unfold. I would have taken the player back due to his versatility. He showed last season that he can perform as a competent starter when needed. Ideally, he excels as a 6th offensive lineman, being a valuable reserve who can play both guard and tackle positions. This raises questions about whether the team will rely on another player this season, whether he will remain on the roster, or whether they will look to select another during the draft. Another name worth considering is the one who surprised many by making the team last year and had a solid performance in limited opportunities before being injured. I wish him success in his new team, as he handled the situation admirably after another player struggles, and I have great respect for his contributions. There's a person who is still esteemed by numerous individuals. Last year, this individual managed to astonish everyone by earning a place on the roster and providing commendable performances, despite having limited playing time, until an unfortunate injury necessitated a break in their involvement. Well wishes are sent as this person transitions to Philadelphia, demonstrating impressive abilities after overcoming obstacles. Recognition is due to another athlete who is now presented with a true chance to claim a starting role. The right guard position has become increasingly fierce, particularly after a recent exit, creating opportunities in Philadelphia. Observations will be made regarding their development from a distance, with hopes for significant achievements as this new chapter unfolds. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Imagine this: Justin Jefferson, one of the most electrifying wide receivers in the NFL, suiting up for the Chicago Bears. The thought of this star crossing over from the Minnesota Vikings to the Bears has football fans everywhere buzzing with excitement. Could this be the game-changing move that propels the Bears to the next level? As rumors swirl, we dive into the possibility of this blockbuster trade and its implications for the future of both teams. Jefferson, who has already cemented his legacy as one of the league's brightest stars, is in the midst of a historic career. At just 23 years old, the wide receiver has already amassed incredible accolades, including leading the NFL in receptions and receiving yards in 2022. His 4 Pro Bowl selections and All-Pro honors showcase his elite level of play. With a mind-blowing contract extension signed in June 2024, making him the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history at $35 million per year, Jefferson has already proven his worth on the field. But what if Chicago could convince him to make the Windy City his home? The Bears, a team on the rise, are in desperate need of a star playmaker who can take their offense to new heights. With quarterback Justin Fields showing promise, adding a dynamic talent like Jefferson would instantly make Chicago's offense one to watch. The potential connection between Fields and Jefferson could ignite the Bears' passing game in ways we haven't seen in years. On the other hand, Jefferson's departure from the Vikings would leave a gaping hole in their offense. As the top receiving threat in Minnesota, losing him could dramatically shift the team's trajectory, potentially hindering their playoff aspirations. For the Bears, this means they would need to craft an offer that both the Vikings and Jefferson would find hard to resist. Could a trade be in the works? The next few weeks could provide some clarity on whether the Bears can pull off this audacious move. With the 2024 season unfolding and rumors intensifying, all eyes will be on Chicago as they navigate the intricacies of a potential deal for Jefferson. Will this move become reality, or will the Bears' dream of landing one of the NFL's top wide receivers remain just that, a dream? Stay tuned as the story of Justin Jefferson's future continues to unfold, and the Chicago Bears may just be at the center of it all. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.